Hey, this is Troy with Now with Troy on a Workflow Wednesday. And maybe it's a little early, but I'm going to call the year. It's the 15th of December, and I can't believe that the year has flown by. I don't know what the year's been like for you, but, from everyone that I talk to, it continues to be a whirlwind of change. For me, it meant jumping into a new company, jumping into a new role, and really meeting a new team. And it's just been an amazing journey to be part of Third Era, and to start, where is it over here? To start this concept of Now with Troy, and a platform to be able to really just reach out and share, what's happening now, what's happening with ServiceNow, and how can that affect the world of work. And really, that's the center of where Third Era is, and that's why I was excited to join the company at the beginning of this year, 1 month after its founding, and to be part of the journey of Third Era as we look to help organizations get the most value from ServiceNow. But there is a world of change going on. For me, when I woke up this morning, I live up in the mountains just west of Denver. And there's some times where we get a really eerie sky. It was kind of a glowing orange, and that's a frightening color to see in the sky because often it means there's smoke in the air and there's a wildfire nearby. Yeah, it was a little eerie, but what it was the morning sun coming up as snow was coming in. And so there was no snow on the ground this morning when I got up, and this is a live view. You can actually see my light reflecting off the window there, but that's a live view of my driveway. So it went from bare ground to now I've got maybe a little over an inch, and you can still see a little bit coming down, but it's so pretty. Really just a lot of change, and sometimes I think that's how the world of work has been for different organizations that I talk to. That you look at your workforce, you look at cyber, you look at these other things that are happening, and then you turn around and the world has changed dramatically. And it's just the speed of change continues to accelerate. And so at Third Era and Now with Troy, we're going to look at some of those trends. But I wanted to spend a little bit of time and look back and say, what happened over 2021? For us at Third Era, that meant us really founding. So let me click over, let me show you this screen. And I'll put my little camera up here so you can see me. I'll switch over to this. There. Really, our journey began in February of this year. And it was founded with that vision that there's a niche in the marketplace to really help people with ServiceNow, with a very business focus, that how do we help organizations improve the flow of work, but also get the most value out of ServiceNow, being that platform of platforms. The phrase that I always use is an enterprise platform for structured work. If you've not seen my video of what is ServiceNow on YouTube, it's out on my Now with Troy YouTube channel. Appreciate any subscribes and likes over there, and also your feedback. What videos, what information would you like to see from me? But from Third Era, we were founded in February, and then over the past year, we've acquired 5 companies. And our goal is to become the key provider, the sole provider looking at only ServiceNow, pure play provider with global scale. So we're increasing across North America, and we're also increasing across the globe. And so we started with acquisition of Evergreen Systems, Cerna Solutions, Nova Scale, Service Line Solutions in APAC, and Epoxio, which established Third Era Digital, which I am super excited about because not only do those other companies improve us in scale and focus and capabilities on the platform, Epoxio or Third Era Digital gives us the capability to look at how do we improve user experience without bringing in the technical debt that often comes with unique UI design and user experience. Our team is focused on ServiceNow. So how do we do UI, UX on ServiceNow? And so that's where we've been at. And let me click to the next slide. Look at where we've grown. As you're looking at different partners, looking for someone to jump in and help you with ServiceNow, I continue to argue that Third Era should be a company that you know. If you've not met us yet, reach out. If you're in my territory, I will definitely be glad to sit down with you, but I'll also connect you with someone if you're outside of my territory and help you, speak to someone so you can get to learn a little bit more about Third Era. But the key is look at our experience. A couple of things that stand out to me is over 5,250 projects completed. That's some heritage. Lots of experience, lots of certifications, lots of tenure. So we're not doing what some would call drive-by consulting, where it's like, hey, we want a project. But there isn't repeat business. Our aim at Third Era continues to be that we long to be your trusted advisor when it comes to ServiceNow. And that's a long-standing relationship. We don't want a once and done. We want to walk through this accelerating pace of change in the world of work together. And by doing that, you'll see that our average tenure is over 5 years that clients work with us. We'd love to welcome you into the Third Era family. The first of four, let's talk about that a little bit. As ServiceNow partners, we can earn different badges. And it takes time for all of that to work through the systems, especially as we go through acquisition to have that company build into this. But what we've been told from ServiceNow is we're the first partner to get all four of those workflow badges. That means we're certified, we have the knowledge, we also have the experience, which comes wisdom. Those two work together to provide wisdom. But we've not only proven that we have the intellectual capital, but we also have the experience in using the App Engine. What that means is solving business problems using ServiceNow as a foundation where your security teams have vetted out what's in the platform, how the data is going to be accessed, and building custom business processes on top of it. The speed that we can go from here's a business problem to a custom app that's deployed is ridiculously fast. If you've not considered how ServiceNow can be part of your low-code, no-code strategy, look for a partner that has the App Engine, like Third Era. The next one, employee experience, is really looking at how do you take ServiceNow and not use it as what it used to be considered, 10 years ago, a ticketing tool for IT. It's so much more than that. And so how can it affect employee experience, looking at HR and some of the ways that you can provide workflow for your employees, and how do you improve that experience? IT workflow maintains really the foundation of ServiceNow, and that's, from what I understand, one of the hardest badges to get, because it really have to have depth across the platform in many, many different areas, and proven experience with project success delivering those capabilities. We've earned that one. Customer experience is turning from inside the organization to outside, to say, how can you help your customers or clients really have a trusted system that they can turn to ask for help, improve order efficiency, ask for additional help, see how projects are going. And if you want a case study to look at how that's doing, we are using ServiceNow as a foundation for how Third Era is run. It's an exciting organization to be part of. And it's exciting to see how ServiceNow is being used in our own work as well as in our clients. And those four badges enable us to do that. The other thing I want to call out that I don't want to miss is look at our employee count, 510. Yes, we've grown through acquisition, but we've also grown by hiring. And we continue to see that growth. And what that comes from is really customers that have seen the experience, seen the difference, and helped us. Wait a second here. And helped us really move that forward. And we continue to grow. We don't have people sitting on the bench. We are actively engaged. And that's exciting. That growth continues. So if you're looking for an organization to join and you want to be part of a ServiceNow partner that is making changes in this ecosystem, look for opportunities to join Third Era. Glad to connect and talk about my experience and connect you with the right people here. But we're continuing to grow. No end in sight of that. The other thing to call out that I think is very unique about Third Era is right here, our certified master architects. There aren't a lot of organizations that can say that they've got that many uh, certified master architects, and we do. uh, 6 of them. Certified master architect is not an easy thing to accomplish. In my past, I've been able to coach some people into that process and through that process, and it's a major accomplishment. And we've managed to have 6 of them as part of Third Era. We're continuing to grow that number, so see that number increase. But these individuals are just amazing to work with, and privileged to be part of Third Era that has 6 of them already. Not many partners that can say that. So again, awesome world of change for us. So let me bounce and transition from that and say, let's look at the year and let's look at what's happening in the world of work that's really affecting workflows. And as I try to summarize and I try to look across the landscape, I think there's really 4 trends that are really driving it. And the first one is digitization. Yeah, it was really forced. Some people have said that the COVID pandemic compressed probably a decade of transformation into 6 months, 9 months. But if you look at what's happened over the 2 years that we've faced this pandemic, the reality in the world of work is we've been forced to figure out how we do digital work. We figured out how to engage with video. We figured out how to engage with teams. And what that means really from a workflow standpoint is in the past, even when we had ServiceNow in systems, there were still many clients I worked with that part of their process was I walked down the hall and talked to Joe. I walk down and we have a meeting. We schedule this and we get together. And there was lots of face-to-face interactions. And the reality is the force of digitization has made us find ways that we can do things digitally. In some cases, that's made it worse when companies don't have ServiceNow or haven't looked at how you can use ServiceNow to address those business problems. So you have shared email boxes, you've got shared folders that you're hoping teams can access, and you're dealing with SharePoint permissions and access, and things are falling through the cracks. What we've been able to help our clients do is use ServiceNow as a foundation for digitalization of those workflows. That you can be the trusted system to get it out of your mind and know that who has the ball, how do you move it forward, and how do you look for ways to make it more efficient. I don't think that trend is going away anytime soon. So again, watching ways to digitize your workflows is key. The next is employee retention. A couple things that are just kind of mind-blowing to me is we've seen what started as the Great Resignation, and some would call it now the Great Revolt. But there are thousands of people that are turning away from work and finding other ways. Either they're going into early retirement, or they're finding work on their own, or they're doing other things. But what that's left is there's a hole. And if you look at population trends, it's going to continue to merge into the enterprise. That finding and retaining staff is a challenge that is going to continue to increase. And so people matter. At Third Era, that's one of the things that we hold very, very dear. I love the team that I work with. Every time I get a chance to meet another person from Third Era, I'm so glad to have them as part of the team, that we really do work together and collaborate. But that's one of the things that we're finding as we turn to our clients, is they're looking at what are things that we can do to attract staff, make that onboarding easier, and help them through those moments that matter in life. And often that's through the HR capabilities of ServiceNow, but arguably it's in all the other processes that are on it. Is there a solid set of service management, enterprise service management tools that your teams can use, and it makes their world of work easier and more efficient? And as you do that, that employee experience increases and your employee retention increases as well. And that's going to be a driving factor that we've had to watch now, and I think we're going to have to continue to watch as we go into the next year. The third one is cyber risk. And one of the things I've said this is while I've been around ServiceNow for a long while, pre-Aspen release, and there's many from Third Era that can say that, but that dates me back. And one of the things that we've seen is over that time, It really wasn't until cyber started showing up in the popular press that the popular press talked about things we addressed with ServiceNow. Why does cyber risk and ServiceNow fit together is one of the things that we continue to hear from clients is while they'll have pockets of security and vulnerability, those are often isolated from the teams that are involved in addressing it or that have the full picture of the landscape, or as some people would call it, the attack surface. So you need that coordination across teams, but you also need the visibility into everything. The other part, if you go back to digitization, there's one thing that the timing has been right. So everything's kind of moved digital. At the same time, we have IP addresses showing up in everything. The Internet of Things is here and it continues to scale. That's affecting both our IT technology, but also our operational technology. We've seen it in the press. We've seen how organizations have been attacked, either through their IT or OT infrastructure. And ServiceNow is poised at a point to be able to have a full view of your IT, OT, as well as take information from all of those devices, understand the attack surface, and then coordinate teams with case management that can identify vulnerabilities, identify security incidents, provide some threat intelligence on top of that so you can prioritize which things should need to be addressed first, and address them in automated manners. ServiceNow has a capability with orchestration to address things in technology without fingers on the keyboard. Orchestration in the ServiceNow world means that when you've proven the process, you can orchestrate, have ServiceNow reach out to another technology and implement it without fingers on the keyboard. And so what you do by doing that is you're shrinking, compressing the time from when first vulnerabilities or security incidents are identified and how quickly they can be resolved with that collaboration across the team. That I don't think is going to change. One, the proliferation of IT device or IP devices, as well as if you look at the attack side, we're facing a different form of, I would say, predator. The hackers from the past it was more than a hobby. But today's hackers have tools that kind of blow my mind. It's big business. That they're working together, they have much more visibility, there's much more collaboration, and so while the attack surface is increasing, the tools and the scale of the predator hackers that we face are scaling as well. This problem is not going to go away anytime soon, but we have better tools to address it. The fourth one is really the continued emergence of artificial intelligence, going from sci-fi, smoke and mirrors, to real capabilities that can have an impact. And I think this one relates to employee retention. There's tasks that artificial intelligence can provide, that insight, that automation that can help our workforce work more efficiently. That we find ways that artificial intelligence can provide that insight to help us do work more efficiently. And ServiceNow has lots of artificial intelligence capabilities built into the platform, and we continue to see that as a growing need to get more insight to help us know where we can improve process, where we can do automated routing, where we can do automated responses, and that all comes from adding intelligence onto the platform. So I think those are four trends to watch. Let me shut this off and turn that off. So again, thank you for being around. Thank you for joining this experience of Workflow Wednesday live streaming. If you have not found me on YouTube, I would appreciate it. Jump over there. Now with Troy on YouTube, give me a subscribe. I'm trying to get over that threshold of 100 subscribers. It'll come in time. But watch the What is ServiceNow on YouTube. Last time I checked, it had over 6,000 views. And it gives you a quick overview of what the heck is this platform and why would you care. But I'm also here Love to reach out, or love to have you reach out and find out more about how we could help you with your workflows and make the world of work better together. Thanks. And I look forward to running into 2022 together. Thanks. Bye bye. Let me find my cursor. All right, there it is. And thanks. Goodbye.